How about you, everybody? Welcome into the Corner Call-In Show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for AuburnSports.com. Today is Monday, February 23rd, 2026. For us, it is the same day, month, and year for you all if you are watching this live. I want to welcome y'all to the show. Have a fantastic show for you tonight, only because we have some fantastic calls. Kind of a slow period right now, so we're going to depend on the callers tonight. We want to know what y'all want to talk about. What do you want to ask about? Maybe want to give your opinion on, and we'll address it. And when I say we, I mean Mr. Cole Pinkston and Sir Alan Head. How about you?
How about you?
What's going on, boys? How we doing tonight?
Great, man. I love your shirt, Alan.
Oh,
I'm digging it.
I'm inspired by Dabo Sweeney today.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks, man.
You're a big Dabo fan.
Oh, huge, man. The only thing would be better is if Dabo Sweeney and Pete Golding had actually gotten into a fight. It would have looked like the time that I witnessed like two fraternity guys from the Sigma Chi house like getting a fight over like a widespread panic CD. It was awesome, man. That would have been what that would have looked like if they'd have done that in downtown Oxford. Yes.
Wu-Tang.
There you go. Little Wu-Tang.
Let's see. In the world of Auburn sports, Auburn beat Kentucky. Auburn men's basketball beat Kentucky in a thriller on Saturday night. I think it was 75-74, 74-73. One of those two scores. Was it 75-74? Either way.
Yeah, 75-74, and a much-needed victory for Stephen Pearl and the Auburn Tigers. I mean, to be on a 5-game skid, to lose the game that you lost against Mississippi State, which is not a loss that helps you when you're on the bubble the way that Auburn was at that point. But now you've got all the kinds of momentum. You've got three very winnable games coming up, starting off in Norman, Oklahoma this coming Tuesday. And then you get home games against Ole Miss, which is really kind of a dead team right now. They seem to have started to utilize the Q word a little bit there. And then you've also got LSU, who struggled a bit on the road. Not the best team, though they play extremely hard, but 3 games in a row that you can reel off. And in the words of Major League, you win one today, you win one tomorrow. It's called a winning streak. It has happened before.
Back to back. Speaking of win streaks, the Auburn baseball team had a 3-0 record over the weekend, beat Kansas State, Florida State, and Louisville. And I believe the AP rankings came out on Monday. And I think Auburn's up to number 7, maybe?
Is it the AP? Or was it Baseball America? I can't remember. Yeah, one of those, right? But yes, it is number 7. And obviously, they had a little bit of setback earlier in the week. It made some people on the board a little bit, a little bit up in arms about losing the midweek to Cincinnati.
Got beat 8-0 by Cincinnati.
Right.
And people were calling for Butch Thompson's head.
Are you even cool? Are you even cool if you don't call for a coach firing? I mean, you know what? You ain't nothing if you don't call for a coach firing.
It is the world of 7-day contracts, Cole. That is the world with which coaches live. You live 7 days to 7 days, and you can be fired at any time in between there by a fan base and rehired within that 7 days.
As Keith Niebuhr, friend of the show, has always said, fan is short for fanatic. Also short for idiot for some. The baseball team has a midweek game with West Georgia on Wednesday, and then they're I think they're hosting Nebraska this weekend for a 2-game. No. There's a 3. It's the 3-game series this weekend with Nebraska at Plainsman Park.
So when are we going to get some baseball on TV, or at least on ESPN Plus or something?
This weekend.
Wednesday night, Cole. Yeah. SEC against West Georgia. It says the SEC network, I believe.
Okay, I'll be in on that.
I can't see without these things on. I can't see.
Yeah, well, really, it's tough, and I think you'll get ESPN Plus games for baseball. Look at how distinguished Jeffrey Lee looks.
This is my incognito when I was going to Marco's back when I was banned.
Is that why they're a little crooked?
No, I sat on them, stepped on them.
My man said, "Is that Jeffrey Lee?" No,
look at him.
Yeah. Where he been stuffing them in his pocket, man. I don't wear glasses.
I wear glasses.
Is that Jeffrey Lee or Bobby Valentine? What we got over here?
But here's the thing with my vision: it's progressive vision. So with them on, I can't see up close unless I do this, and I don't want to look like an old man. You know, that's what it's all about.
Bifocals or
it's progressive, so it gets progressively. So
okay, I got you.
So it's like but I can see fine with them off here. I just can't read the
jut out your lower lip and look down on us as you.
I want to get that corrective surgery.
Oh, a little LASIK, little PRK.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because it's the worst thing is like hunting and stuff. You've got these because I've got contacts, but like I said, I can't look at my phone with my contacts.
Yeah,
and then I can't shoot and see eye binoculars.
LASIK's better these days. I think back in the day they're still going through some trials.
Oh really? Oh yeah,
it's better
significantly, and it doesn't reverse itself as quickly. Now, if we have any optometrists that are watching the show tonight, call in, check me on my facts here.
You mean that once it's not permanent?
Negative, Ghost Rider. It can reverse itself, and typically speaking, the more your eyes get pressurized, the greater the chances are that it does reverse at some point. Most optometrists / surgeons will tell you, I think it's around the 10-year mark that you'll start to see the reversal, where your vision will start to slide again. But at your age, Jeffrey, what's 10 years, man? Being that I'm only like 3 years your junior, you can't really say much.
I should be the one making that joke.
Yeah,
definitely.
Cole's is now 41.
41?
Has Cole even turned 30 yet?
I'm 31.
Are you?
Oh, okay.
And man, I feel old. I feel really old.
Old soul.
You look it. I'm just jealous I can't grow a beard and I'm 50. Okay.
Bro, I've been having beard envy of Cole, dude, because literally mine grows in like all white trashy, just like in splotches.
Mine was white trash.
You got the mange,
like 29. It finally got
you were a little splotchy there.
I was doing the show while it was still that way. It's gotten better.
No, you got the full like man beard, dude. I'm definitely jealous.
It took years.
You could literally go into a barber and have like the old school shave done and everything.
Well, listen, it helps having a wife who is a hairstylist because they know how to shape up the beard and get it right and let it grow in the right places and
line you up.
Yeah. I could have never figured that out on my own. Speaking of eyes, since we are slow right now, I do have a question of the week for y'all real quick.
Okay, get it out there.
Where do you stand on subtitles? I asked this on the board, and it was very popular.
Ooh,
I'm 100%, dude. 100%.
Always, no matter what, sports, live, anything.
Turn it on.
Really?
Did he just say sports? No way you can watch sports with captions on.
You know what? I don't know about that one. I don't consciously, but like on everything else, it's on.
See, if I got like captions watching sports, it's like I'm hearing Joe Buck's voice when I'm watching it come across my screen. Like I couldn't do it, dude.
I
don't know about sports.
A lot of people were like everything but sports because it's late on sports, supposedly.
Yeah. Even if there's like a 2-second drag, it's like turn it off, man. Yeah, I could see that, but
yeah, I'm very anti subtitles, man. Can't do it.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
I'm with you, Alan. I can't. I'll read them. Like I'll stop watching the show and I'm just reading them.
Yes, I'm with you, Zach.
On forensic files and stuff, I'll find myself doing that.
But see, I need it. I need it because I'm not that smart, and I'm a reader. I got to read it.
I'm bottom line like Ron Burgundy. Like, don't put it on the teleprompter. He will read it.
Who typed a question mark again?
Yes.
I'm also the only one under 30 here, so I can still hear. Maybe that will change as I get older.
Oh, the old jokes. Jesus.
You know what changed me on subtitles? Because I am 100% pro subtitles as well.
Okay.
Having a child.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Changed me. I had to have it. Like you can't hear anything.
Fair point. And that is like, and I've had this recently, rocking my son in the hospital, watching a game, had to have the subtitles. So that was the one exception to watching sports.
So you're open to it.
I if necessary. So there
Okay.
is context.
What they
to
were
it.
designed for.
Well, yes.
They
We're
were designed
welcoming-
for deaf people.
We're a
Or
welcoming
blind.
community. We'll welcome you. I mean, you too. Zach.
Okay.
Deaf people.
Jeffrey's over there issuing the Helen Keller Award.
Blind people, what? They got a field.
Hey, I turned the braille on too.
I was going to say, we've got braille captions now. That is an interesting television and phone that Jeffrey has.
We got the captions and the braille on. Lord have mercy. Oh man. As far as sports go, we talked basketball, baseball, recruiting. Had a lot of updates today on the Rivals 300. Cole, you had a story on that. Some Auburn targets rose a lot, some fell. What were some of the more noticeable ones for you that stuck out, worth noting?
You know, they don't have senior. So it's kind of like, to me, when you start doing the rankings updates at this point, and you have to, because everything's moving so fast, you got no choice. It's kind of like the transfer, like you just don't have enough information yet as a ranker, in my opinion. You're still learning. You still got senior tape coming. I mean, you got an entire season ahead where these guys are still adding weight and getting taller and all this. And so this is like the introductory ranking to me. This is where
I hear you.
I feel like this is where they come in and say, this is where we like them. We'll move them from here. And I take Will Menzel being really high like that. That was eye-opening. He's a big target for Auburn. There's a lot of quarterback targets for Auburn. All of their quarterback targets that we know about are on this Rivals 300. I think all of them. I don't think there's any exceptions there. So you got
Was Will Menzel number one?
He's the number 4 overall player in the country. He's the number 1 quarterback. All right. Other quarterbacks on the list, you got Israel Abrams at number 44 overall.
Yep.
That's
Number 3.
3 or 4. 3
Number
or 4.
3. Number 3.
3. Okay. And then you got Elijah Haven comes in at 96. I thought that was interesting. He's a little lower than I expected.
And do you know what? Back when he was number 1 and a 5-star, Auburn still top targets 1 and 2. When Will Menzel was a 3-star, he was number 1A, and Israel Abrams was. I mean, you know, we've said those two guys, and I think Jamison Roberts is kind of there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
All in here.
So their evals were ahead of.
And listen,
Ahead of the curve. Yeah.
There's more at number 120 overall. Davin Davidson, who is a rising star right now.
He was on my 5 names to know on quarterbacks. Absolutely.
Yes.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I think he just lit it up at a camp in Orlando, I believe. Number 134 is Andre Adams, who Auburn maybe not as much on right now, but was on at one time and maybe one of the leaders.
That one feels more Mississippi State, Kentucky-ish right now, if my information is right.
He's a tier 2 guy. I think that's fair.
And then Jamison Roberts is at number 250 overall. So there may be a quarterback I'm missing outside of those, but pretty much those were the ones that they honed in on.
Cole, you called it. That it was impressive to me where they had their quarterback evals. Probably equally as impressive to me were the linebacker evals. Seeing where McNeil shot up to, Culpepper, Gouda, those 3 are probably the top end of your board, and all 3 of those were top 150 players in the adjusted player rankings.
And unranked before.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Isaac McNeil, the linebacker from Viger, who had every offer you want, got official visits set up to everybody you want to go to, and was a no-star.
Yep.
And I think he's top 50 overall.
He is top 100. He's number 82.
82
overall. And you've got Gouda is in 5-star territory at number 30.
Is he 30 or 32?
He's number 30 overall, I believe.
30, okay.
Here's my the one takeaway from that ranking, Cole, was the Alabama the state rankings, and
Yeah.
The top player. Donovan Moore was the top player. He dropped to number 5, and I ran that by some folks, and they didn't have a problem with it. The top 5 in Alabama now are King Hall, King Hall. He's a cornerback from Dothan.
Yes.
And he's got here's the thing about that, man. He's got Oregon, Ohio State, all these big out of state schools. Not Auburn, not Alabama.
Which always makes you wonder,
Mm-hmm.
right? When the 2 in-state schools have yet to pull the trigger, what the deal is there. I can remember that when who was the big offensive tackle out of Oklahoma, where the home state school did not pursue him. Recently hit the portal for Auburn.
Show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brody,
Broderick.
Yeah. When Brody Scholl was not pursued by Oklahoma, typically speaking, it always causes an eyebrow raise for me when the home state school, the one that's probably got the most information on you. I learned that lesson. Jeffrey, do you remember, I think it was the COVID year, 2020, there was a linebacker out of Prattville, and Auburn got a lot of flack for not pursuing him. And I'm struggling for the kid's name. He's now like at UTSA or something of that nature.
Did he go to Bama, or am I thinking?
He did. He went to Alabama. And Trav had communicated back to you, hey, look, I know what everybody's saying. He's not high on our board. We had him in camp 2 straight years, and the kid ran 4.8. He can't play in the SEC. And he went to Bama, and he rode the bench for 3 years and ended up going to UTSA, like I said. And I'm sure the kid's a great kid, and he's probably a pretty good player. UTSA is not a slouch program. But I put value in that now. So when I see in-state schools not pursue in-state targets, it definitely makes you question, is there some information there that's given them some concern or caution from being able to pull the trigger?
Still drive me crazy. I know I can.
I'm looking up Bama's 2020 signee class.
It's the 2021 class.
Okay.
That's what it would be.
21. Okay.
Because it's always a year ahead, right? So it would have been the 2020 year, but 2021.
Oh,
class.
yeah. Ian Jackson.
Yes.
Ian freaking Jackson.
Yeah. I mean, it was a huge eruption on the board about Auburn not pursuing him. And then
it's it's been a minute since Prattville had talent, but I went over there the other day. They got some players, man. They got some players this coming season. Prattville does.
Look at that transition by Cole. That was nice.
Got to give a shout out to the Lions, man.
For sure, dude.
Nice. King Hall, number 1. Carlos May jumps to number 2.
Yeah.
Big defensive lineman out of Ramsey, who's predicted by, I think, Steve Wiltfong, Chad Simmons, and maybe Greg Smith. I think he's got at least 2 predictions to Auburn. I absolutely agree with that. Aparicio Bailey, safety, who is absolutely high on Auburn's board, was high on Auburn's. Is he?
Yep, he is. He just transferred to Prattville.
And then you've got Isaac McNeil, the linebacker from Viger, and then Donovan Moore rounding out the top 5. So you're looking at Carlos May, Auburn projected. Donovan is committed. Isaac McNeil will be very interesting. Aparicio Bailey. Auburn could have they should have a lot better presence in the in-state top 10 like they did in 2024 and 2025 and didn't in 2026.
Now they kind of got – well, and realistically, go back to last year's class, and I don't know that Alabama was well represented in the top 10 either. It felt like Bama had 2 prospects and Auburn had 1, and everybody else went out of state. It just was not a big year of in-state prospects going to the in-state schools.
Crowell was number 1. He went to Bama. Tank Jones went to Oregon. C.D. Morgan went to Bama. Corey Barber went to LSU. Zion Gibson went to Bama. Jacquez Wilkes went to Auburn. Landon Duckworth went to South Carolina. Dylan Purder went to Florida. Hezekiah Harris went to Tennessee. And Keon Chapman went to North Carolina. Hell, you got to go down to Kamarion Johnson at 13 and Shadarius Tootle at 14 to find another Auburn or Alabama guy. So Alabama signed 1, 2, 3 in the top 10, and Auburn signed 1.
So, I mean, my figures were off by 1. Right. I mean, but it wasn't a year where either in-state school pursued a lot of in-state prospects, or not those that were as regarded or well regarded.
Auburn didn't push hard for Corey Barber, Landon Duckworth, Dylan Purder.
I'll be honest.
Hezekiah.
I think they made a mistake on Corey Barber. I think that kid can play. I think he can really play. But that's the only one that you listed in the top 10 that I felt like. I mean, Landon Duckworth can play. Don't get me wrong. But were you going to pay that freight while also trying to maintain Deuce on your roster and bring in Byron Brown? I think you have to apply context to what you were trying to accomplish in that class.
All right, let's get on to the phone lines and see who we got. Hey, Zach, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. I just got a text message that says, man, I need some help. Some realtor help. In Auburn, Opelika, Lee County. If you do, look no further for the help you need. Miss Jessica Andrews with First Realty. Give her a call, 334-704-444442. A lot of fours in that number, folks, but do not be deceived. She is a freaking 5-star realtor. She's fantastic. She's been on the go. She's always on the go, always helping her clients find what they're looking for or get rid of what they no longer want. She's fantastic. Give her a call, 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. Let's see. All right, get us to the phone line, Zach. My apologies to Miss Jessica Andrews. First Realty, 5-star realtor, 704-4442.
We got Kevin from Wilmer, Alabama here. Kevin, you're live.
Who is this? Who is it?
Kevin from Wilmer, Alabama.
Hey,
On cue.
how about you, Kevin?
And I think we might get that quarterback you talking about.
Which one, Kevin?
Abrams
From Fairland.
Jameson Roberts. Yeah,
I don't disagree, Kevin.
I think we all think that's more. I think Cole was talking about that on both of you were.
Tell you though,
His teammate is at Auburn right now.
correct. Deshaun Spencer, you're a big fan of his.
Sean Spencer.
Yep. I tell you what, Florida and Oklahoma are coming in hard
How
on.
you doing,
Roberts.
Alan Head?
I'm doing great, Kevin. I appreciate you asking, my man. How are you doing tonight?
How about the Auburn Tigers basketball team beat Kentucky?
How about them Tigers?
Yeah, huge win, Kevin. I mean, one that you absolutely had to have. No, go ahead.
I think they will beat Oklahoma tomorrow night.
I think he got a great opportunity. Now, I do want to caution Auburn fans from assuming that that's an automatic victory. Oklahoma has played better of late, and specifically at home. So this is not a situation where you can go in and think that this is an automatic W for you. If you're Stephen Pearl and the Fighting Tigers here, you got to go in and take this one and take the home crowd out early for sure.
Hey, Jeffrey Lee.
Hey, Kevin from Wilmer, Alabama. Somebody getting hollered at?
My mom been doing good.
I was going to ask you about her, Kevin. I will. We all will. You been taking good care of her?
And they already named a head coach for Fairview High School too.
Oh,
really?
I didn't know they were looking.
One of my best friends got it.
Did he really?
Nice.
Kevin,
Yeah,
I feel like you could be a hell of a manager.
This past year, so he got it today.
Are you living down there in Fairview?
Up there.
Up there?
No, I live close to Mobile.
I'm in Tennessee. That's what I thought.
I know where Wilmer is, Kevin. I've seen the water tower.
Yeah.
Hold on, y'all are confusing me now. Why did y'all say up there?
Because it's near
Fairview's up by like Coleman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is he down by Mobile?
He lived
That's
there.
where he lives there.
We've had this conversation.
Hold on. Let's do this again.
Kevin went to school at Fairview.
Okay.
Yes.
Up in North Alabama.
Wilmer. He lives in Wilmer. And they potentially could be getting married at Fairview, I think. Is
okay.
Yes, that's the tide to go back.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's from Fairview, which is in North Alabama. He now lives in Wilmer, which is in South Alabama.
Yes. Correct. Very close to Montgomery High School, by the way.
Yeah, South Alabama.
Okay.
Yep. Kevin's from Rex Sharp territory.
And I think I like Byron Brown, he should win the Heisman Trophy.
You calling it? You calling it, Kevin?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
I don't think you're alone in that either.
No, I mean, I mean, you know, but would you say this is the closest shot they've had in a while? Is that fair to say?
Was it
Yeah.
Stan from PCB who also said that, or was it somebody else?
It have been L Train.
Maybe an L Train.
It was L Train.
If not,
last week.
No,
he'll
hey,
let
look,
us know.
I was going to say, L Train, call in and correct us this
Yes,
time.
please.
And it wasn't me. Okay, this time. I took ownership last time.
It was me. It was me.
How you doing, Cole?
Couldn't be better, Kevin. I appreciate you, man.
And I think we will do better this coming season too in football, Auburn.
Kevin, what's your record prediction for this coming year?
12-0.
Cole called that one. Yep, good for you. Hey, I like it, Kevin. Continue that positivity.
I talked to Jeffrey Lee.
Hey, Kevin from Wilmer.
This is my new number. You can text me anytime.
Okay. I was wondering what happened to you. If you got a new number.
Yeah.
But now I know.
Because the other number, it quit.
Okay. Yeah, you hadn't texted me back in
Yeah.
a while. I figured something was wrong.
Yeah.
Figured you ghosted me like all those hoochies back in college.
I think
Yeah, I jumped back into that
defense
conversation at the right time.
will be real good this year.
Who did you say would be real good?
DeMarcus Riddick.
Oh,
Like it.
Certainly could be.
I think that's not a hot take at all.
And Atkinson.
Well, you hope DeMarcus. You're not sold on him.
I am not. I'm not sold on DeMarcus Riddick. I think he's got all the upside in the world, but I question some instincts at times. I just didn't see enough last year to make me believe he's a surefire stud at the SEC level. Like, I think he's got the capability of doing it, but consistency has to be there. And I think he has to embrace more of playing his role of linebacker and less of just having a specialized role.
That's fair. That's fair.
How about the special teams?
You're looking for improvement there, right? All across the board.
I thought they took a step forward underneath Chad last year, and I would like to see that continue this year and for them to be able to take another step forward. And they brought in a kid from Pittsburgh that's a really interesting follow and somebody that's a fast riser in the industry. I'll be interested to see. Is that how you say the last name? I didn't want to butcher it on air.
I think it's Bernowski, Jacob Bernowski, something like that.
Yes. But I kind of tracked his career, and it goes back to UCF, I think, is where he got his start as a special teams analyst or graduate assistant, progressed to Tennessee, and then he went to, I think, Miami of Ohio, was the special teams coordinator there for 2 years, and then at Pittsburgh for 2 years. And they had really good coverage and kicking units. So can he take what he's been able to do at schools outside the SEC and be able to apply it at Auburn? I hope so, because special teams play for the last 4-ish years has left something to be desired, to say the least. So I would like to take a quantum leap there. But again, I want to give Chad Lunsford his due, who's now the special teams coordinator at Arkansas. I felt like they did make some progress specifically towards the end of the year underneath Chad's tutelage there.
Kevin, good stuff, buddy. We appreciate you calling in.
Who do you think they return punt and kickoffs?
Well, definitely Rayshon play. I guess. I mean, he's probably going to be the starter. Does that change it? Or kick return?
I don't know.
Good kick returner.
Probably depends on however you feel about your depth at corner, if I had to guess.
Punt returner. Tell you who I'd like to see. I would love to see Duke Smith back there.
I think Duke Smith would be good. Bryce Kane has been a punt returner in practice.
Yeah.
So he could get. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get a look. So that's the interesting part about this spring.
Christian Neptune wouldn't be a bad option either.
I think he would be really good at a safe punt catch.
Yeah.
I don't know what he gives you on the return, but as far as just having somebody competent back there to catch the punt, look at Jeffrey's face, because I know where he's going with this. Auburn hasn't had that in certain years. I mean,
how about Scrap Richardson?
That's what I was about to say.
You're not worried about burning a red shirt with him, so that might be a spot to get him on the field.
Yeah. They got options, you would think.
And it'll be wide open. They're going to let these guys compete at almost every spot. I can't think of anybody that's just a surefire, with the exception of Byron Brown. Is there any, and maybe Cole Best, is there any other guaranteed starter on the offense?
Probably maybe Keyshawn Singleton.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jake Johnson, maybe. I mean, none of those guys are for sure 100%, but the closest.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see where they go with that. Be interesting to see what kickoff return specialist. I think, who did you say the Neptune kid, Cole?
Yeah. Christian Neptune. I like him. I don't think that's a secret. I'm a big fan of him.
It feels like Pleasant's too good of a kick returner not to have him out there, though.
I'm like you, Zach. If you feel like you have depth at corner, let him play.
Because who was the kid, Cam Newton's year, who also wore 14, who started at corner that returned kicks? It feels
like Washington.
Yeah,
Demon,
so it feels like a situation like that. You have to put him back there.
Former Tallahassee Tiger.
And
right.
Gulf Coast Community College.
Yep.
Yes.
Played with El Toro.
He did play with El Toro, didn't he?
Didn't realize that.
Who was the longtime coach out there? Jeffrey at Gulf Coast Community College.
I probably got it.
Had some Auburn ties.
Oh, God, he did. He was very good to Auburn. Very good to Auburn.
Yeah, it's not Jeff. What is it?
I'm no help here. I'm sorry.
Yes, same.
I'm killing the podcast right now.
Well, let's get to our next caller. I'm going to look that up, though, because he might have even played at Auburn.
I think he did. I think he played center at Auburn. Or Steve Campbell. That's it.
Steve Campbell. There you go. Did somebody in the chat get that? Or did you come up with that?
It came back to me, man.
Okay. Steve Campbell. There you go.
My recall is not what it once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
It's like a diesel engine. It takes a little bit of time, but
hey, dude, look, man, when those two neurons spark and collide and I have a thought, baby, it's there.
I need that primer bubble, man.
Yes.
I think this is Stan from Panama City. Stan, you're live.
Hey, Jeffrey and Cole and Alan, how y'all doing tonight?
Stan from Pan.
We're doing pretty good there, Paul Mo.
You love that, don't you? I just have a couple of comments. I guess there's not that many callers, but I want to hear y'all talk.
All right.
I want to know about Joe Phillips.
Okay.
I want to know what's going on with him. I'm so excited for that guy, but I just hope he breaks through this year. And I know it's a little early, Jeffrey, but could you go through the too deep what you think it's going to be for the defensive line?
Ooh.
With the help of Cole and Allen, yes. Joe Phillips. I am. I've heard. I think we've talked about this. I don't know what show it was on, but man, we've heard a lot of good things off the field about him, about how he's coming along, and the expectations for him in that building are. I'm not going to say they're extremely high for this year, but for the future, like I've heard a lot of positive things about Joe Phillips.
I've always heard positive things about Joe Phillips. I've never heard, he's kind of lacking behind.
Right.
It's never been that. And I mean, I've said it twice now. I think I'll say it a third time. I talked to somebody who felt like that he should be playing more. I mean, that I
I
won't say who it was.
appreciate you, Jeffrey. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, appreciate you, Stan. Good stuff,
Thanks,
man.
Well, let me put it to you guys like this: from a have-to standpoint, is Joe going to have to play this year? I know we talked about maybe not a big year this year, but does Joe have to be a 2-deep player for you this season?
I think he's got to be able to contribute in some way. But I'll say this: I think this is where it gets interesting. I think JJ Falk's coming on strong.
That was what I was going to ask: is does JJ Falk pass him in the rotation? We already feel good about where Jared Smith is. Excuse me. JG Tate's in the chat. He would kill me for my grammar right now. But we feel good about Jared. We think that Deshaun Womack has to be an impact player for them. And then you've got Nate Johnson. But you really need 4 to kind of rotate through those positions. So is JJ Falk your 4th, or is it Joe Phillips?
And all of these guys are probably going to play your strong side in too. I mean, I don't see any of those that you named that won't help out there or have to play snaps there. They're going to have to. You can put some of your interior guys there that could move out to that position, but you're going to want them. I mean, so there's the openings. I mean, there might be more openings for playing time than there were a year ago.
Who do you think?
What position do you expect to see him get the most reps at this season?
I might lean towards the 5 tech.
I was going to say 5 tech. I think he's more of an edge setter than he is a pass rusher, in my opinion.
That was a trick question, and because that's what I would have thought the obvious answer would have been the buck, the edge.
Well, I mean, there too. I mean, I think he'll play both, but
I think he will. But I think, dude, he's thick, son.
I bet he's 255, almost 260 at this point.
Yeah,
and he's
probably about 6'2", so he's not, tall, but he's got great length, believe it or not, even at that size, and that's always been good for him. But you got to think this guy was playing wherever we need you at Booker T. Hey, we need you at quarterback this week. We need you at receiver this week. Like he's still learning. I mean, it's just how it goes. It's everybody believes things need to be sped up now, and that's true for most cases. But sometimes you let a guy work his way up, and it turns out to be really good. Robert Woodyard is a great example of that.
Here's the only issue I have with that, Cole, and I agree that patience is something that should be applied more in this game. But it's not just the school that has to be patient with the prospect. The prospect has to be patient with the process. Yeah. And that is not always the case. Sometimes these guys think, I'm going to go someplace I can play now. I'm not willing to wait any longer. And if Joe is passed in the rotation by JJ Falk, I wonder where that patience will be next year.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Isn't that so easy, though, why you pull for guys like Jeremiah Cobb? He stuck it out and waited his turn, and, man, now you're just like, man, I respect you so much more. Not that I didn't anyways, but, man.
But, no, Jeremiah Cobb, Robert Woodyard, you just talked about it, a guy that paid his dues. And even – so we had questions last year. We thought, okay, Rob had to have a big year last year. I think we said that as much because of losing what you lost at the inside linebacker position. DJ Durkin rewarded that patience from him and played a guy that I think we all thought that the transfer in from Maryland would have an opportunity to maybe take snaps from him. And it was not that way at all.
Yeah, Caleb Wheatland.
Yeah, who's now at Michigan State.
All right, real quick, we'll go 2 deep at nose, 2 deep at the 3, 2 deep at the 5, and 2 deep at the buck.
Okay.
I'm expecting – this is a good one, man. I mean, you got a lot of – we'll start at nose. Okay. Walter Mathis is going to be on there somewhere. I would expect him to be in the 2 deep.
I'm putting him at the 3 tech at my nose tackle position.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at my nose guard position, I'm putting
St. Farrior,
Dallas Walker, and Crawford.
That was the transfer, wasn't it? That was a transfer nose.
No, Dallas Walker was a retention from last year.
No, St. Farrior.
Yes, and he's I would put him bracketed, maybe in the 2 deep, but I think he's behind Crawford at this point.
Okay, hold on. Nose tackle, you've got Dallas Walker.
Yes.
I
Okay.
agree.
And
Crawford.
Jordan.
Yes.
I think it's 50-50 between Crawford and Farrier.
Farrier. Okay.
Wow.
Good enough. Well, I mean,
Just-
if we can get 3 guys on this list, we'll do it.
I think you can get 3 guys on the nose list. I think that because Cole, what do you think they're asking them to play? 20 reps, 25 reps apiece max?
Yeah. I'd say Walker definitely gets at least 30, and then everybody else gets, 15, 20.
Can Walker give you 30 snaps?
I think so.
Okay.
So then who's your starting 3?
Cody Sigler.
Oh, man, you got
Yeah.
Ziegler, you've got Malik Autry, you've got Walter Mathis, you've got
I would do a similar thing to it. And who's the kid from St. Francis? Who's an undersized 3 tech?
Darion Smith.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
think he's probably a specialty guy that can just move anywhere. I wouldn't even put him in the 2 deep for that reason.
I honestly believe, and that's why I gave the defensive line when we did this breakdown the other night, the amount of options that you have and how deep you go at each spot. I mean, I really believe that they took a step forward.
I like Sigler and Mathis. That's your 3.
And I would also put
Autry.
Yeah, I would also put Autry in there. Just like you ran 3 deep at nose, I think you're running 3 deep at 3 tech.
I think Autry can also play nose. I mean, there's so much mixing and matching you can do it. But if we're doing like a set, I'd say it's tough, man. Because you feel like Autry needs to be in there.
You do. But again, I think this is a year where Von Trail's going to be able to rotate a ton of bodies, especially early while you're trying to get some of these guys experience. I think they may cap guys. I mean, you may not see a guy play more than 25 snaps just to move guys through.
I think they might be wanting to get Autry because he looks pretty trim these days. I think they might be trying to groom him to play some 5 so they can get back in that 3-man front. I think he can.
I think that's what he did in high school. I mean, if anybody looked at his high school tape, he played a ton of 5 tech.
Right.
Even though he looked like a nose out there.
I know.
Who you got starting at 5?
Nate Johnson for me right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna give the tie goes to the experienced player in my opinion, and I'll go Nate Johnson right now, day 1. But let's see where we are in fall.
What about Jared Smith?
I think he's the backup buck behind Deshaun Womack. And then JJ Falk is the backup 5.
It's hard to do those 2 because there's going to be so much rotation there.
It's almost like just list 6 guys, and 2 of them, you expect all 6 of those guys to rotate at the 5 and the buck.
Yeah. I mean,
Joe Phillips is going to be in there. JJ Falk's going to be in there. Jared Smith's going to be in there. I mean,
you've got 5 guys that can play all the spots, and I think they'll rotate through all 5 to get guys experience early on in the season, and then they maybe pare it down after they get through kind of Baylor, Southern Miss, and then before you play Florida, you have a better understanding of what you're going to do in that game.
I like it, man.
It's interesting when you talk it out.
Yeah, and there's so many options too. It's pretty exciting to see on paper.
Yeah.
It really is, because we just talked about maybe Autry slotting out to play the 5. I think Darian Smith can absolutely play the 5 tech.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
For sure.
I think Cody Ziegler could play the 5 tech for you.
I do too.
Who true pass rushers, Womack, Jared Smith.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, in my opinion, that may be it. As far as true pass rushers, JJ Falk has some pass rush ability.
I'll say this. Someone asked this today on the board. Who's your freshman? I would have never said Wilkes, but I'm starting to get the feeling like Wilkes might be.
I think he's going to have to.
He might be ready.
Well, and I know that right now he's playing Mike Backer, and that's where they have him. and admitted as such by Coleman Hutzler in the interview that he did recently when you guys got access to all the assistant coaches. But when we talk this out or walk this out, unless Auburn is able to add, we talked about the exception to the rule the other night where guys can unenroll from one place and enroll in another. And I think there's the possibility that happens not just at Auburn, but at multiple places, across Division I sports. I think it's just something that may happen in football this year without having that secondary portal window. But if Auburn doesn't add somebody, you have to have Wilkes play the buck this year. If you have an injury, you're in a really difficult spot very quickly.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Stan. Appreciate you.
We have 2 more callers here. 2225. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Good evening, guys. This is Philip from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
How about you, Phil?
Couple things. If you've been following college, high school football for a long time, I'm gonna give you a school name that used to ring bells probably 40 years ago, between the 80s and the early 2000s. Central High School in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
We have a
Man.
kid there that
I know
Auburn
him.
has offered. He
Trayvon
had
Hall.
offers from Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Florida. He's currently committed to Oklahoma. His name is Trayvon Hall.
He's a
Baller.
great player.
I'm not sure. He is a athlete. They have him listed as a 3-star. I don't know if Ray Charles is doing the or what, but this kid is no less than a 4-star. He's a beast on the field. Wide receiver, running back, DB. If we can get him to Auburn, he'll touch the field freshman year, if it's nothing else but kickoff coverage. I mean, he has a mean streak. He's going to hit you, and he's physical. I consider him being something like a Caleb Downs 2.0 in that star position on defense. But right now, he's electric on that offensive side of the ball. Just a name to look out for, guys. Appreciate you. Have a good night.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate it.
Philip.
Philip,
Cool.
actually, I did an intel and eval on Trayvon Hall the other day. Might be something for you to check out. I think I made a comparison in that article. Yeah, his running style reminds me of Malcolm Simmons.
Yeah, I was going to say it was Malcolm Simmons, and that's
I think he's got a higher ceiling than Malcolm Simmons.
oh wow.
Yeah, I think so. That dude,
Just drop that one and back away, Cole.
listen, this was worth the call. This guy is electric. I mean, he's kind of like Duke Smith, where I don't know where he projects. Offense, defense, who cares? Get him figured out later.
Yeah.
But if you ever watch Malcolm Simmons run, he has this style where his elbows go extremely far back. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a cartoon character. I mean, really, it's like an over-exaggerated running style. This guy has that, but he's got the stop and start ability. It's fantastic. I'm with him. I don't know how he didn't get a bump. Committed to Oklahoma. They got him in early. They got competition. Auburn's one of them. I don't know where he's going to end up, but he's a big-time player.
Remind me if I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong, Cole, but Malcolm was a track athlete, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Makes sense given the way he carries the football, if you think about it from that aspect. Yeah. But I watched the tape of the young man you guys just talked about. I agree.
I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Let's watch 5 snaps of it.
It's worth it.
Grab your popcorn.
Yes.
This is a good highlight tape right here.
It's a great highlight tape and somebody that I think Auburn staff is very high on, because I don't just absorb what you put, Cole, because obviously I trust what you say, but I want to ask the people that I know, and they think the staff is real high on this kid.
They are. It's just there's so much competition here.
Oh, he does look like Malcolm Simmons.
Look at the high elbows. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about the jump cut in the hole there, man?
It's one of those things where when someone's teaching you how to run, they over exaggerate it, and some people just keep that style.
Huh.
I tell you what, Brent Venables knows what a football player looks like, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he does. Brent Venables was, I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
The acceleration.
the burst, man. Yeah.
We'll have to I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him, man.
Yeah, I talked to him the other night. Jeffrey, that's where I wrote the intel and eval off of.
And watch the pull away. Yeah.
You know,
What
you talk
level does he play at?
what is Central? Is it like 3 or 4A?
I think
used to
it's
be-
5.
It used to be 6A. Philip was right, dude. Back in my day, Central was like they were the beast.
Because I know they
Central's-
just reclassified everything, so I know it might
Yeah.
be different now.
Maybe 4 or 5. That might be it.
I think it's 5A.
You know how, Jeffrey, when you talk to a kid and it sounds like you can kind of tell, especially this time of year, like where they're at, like in their head, they're already starting to narrow it down, or man, they ain't even thought about it. Which you don't really catch that much anymore this time of year. Everybody's in let's make a decision mode now, getting their OVs set. These are my top 5. I'm not even looking at anyone else. This guy, I'm not saying he don't have a clue, but he's got so many schools talking to him, and it's crazy that he's not ranked higher. I think he's still considered unranked. But he was like, man, I just got to start taking some visits. I'm not even sure yet. And you just don't hear that much. I was kind of surprised by it.
No, it still blows my mind a little bit when I hear a kid say, yeah, my agent set up my visits. And I'm like,
Yeah. That's more of a
Central High is 6A. There's
It is
minor in Central Tuscaloosa used to have some clashes, dude.
did they?
6A. So that's big. That's big time football.
Now, I
Yeah,
went
it
out
is.
to Tuscaloosa 2 years ago for a recruit, but it wasn't Central. It was Tuscaloosa County, I think. Kevin Riley.
They used to have some. Yeah,
Kevin Riley, who plays for Alabama now.
that's right.
I hadn't seen a recruit. He's right. I haven't seen a recruit come from Central Tuscaloosa in a while.
They used to have good running backs. They were good. Good stuff, Phil. Appreciate you calling in, man. Good stuff.
Last call of the night. We have Carter. Carter, you're live, man.
Gentlemen, how about ye?
What's up, Carter? How we doing tonight, man?
Been a
Bammer
minute.
lover. How about you?
Been a minute.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, Alan, you said that boy howdy does Brent Venables know a football player when he sees one. You know who else knows a football player? Mr. DJ Durkin. And he's been on Mr. Jeremiah Culpepper for what feels like a good while now. And I've got a buddy who's connected to Troup County football.
Yeah.
And he told me that's a badass SOB.
Okay. Look, I'm real high on Jeremiah Culpepper. I think Auburn, Virginia Tech, Georgia somewhat is in the mix there, Florida.
I know
Those
it
are-
sounds strange to say Virginia Tech, but they're actually in a lot of these recruitments now. And don't count out James Franklin. Don't forget that he's there. They're
I
going to
was
be more
gonna say-
relevant.
Definitely. James Franklin makes them dangerous on the recruiting trail.
Yeah.
But great player. I think he just got a
wanted
boost.
to run something by y'all. Do y'all know? I'm having a hard time figuring out the slot wide receiver board, and I mean, I know we've got Deshaun Hall, big receiver, big bodied. I got to believe that he's close to the top of our board of what we know of battles we know that we have a shot in, but. Do y'all have any insight to offer into on the slot board?
I will be honest, Carter, and you guys are going to have better information than me on this, but the wide receiver board in and of itself is a little bit of an enigma right now. There are 2 or 3 guys that I feel comfortable about saying are legitimate targets, with the one being the one you just named. But as guys that I think Auburn's got a real shot at, I couldn't put out a 5 prospects to know today, in my opinion, that I think Auburn has a legitimate crack at. It doesn't get beyond 3 for me.
Yeah. I don't know if I can give you like specifically slot receivers, but the guy we just talked about, Trayvon Hall, I definitely pay attention to him. I think he's on Auburn's receiver board. Jamar and Simmons.
What about Speedy
Jenkins?
Anthony Speedy Jennings for sure. Tay Walden is one that visited Auburn recently and they like a lot. Really popular prospect. Jamar Simmons just went off at this Under Armour Orlando, and he told, I believe, Chad Simmons Auburn was in the mix for an OV. So that's one. Jamar Simmons. All these guys, of course, are in the top 200.
How about your boy, Edwards' boy?
Cedric Simmons? Probably, I'd say a little bit lower.
Okay.
He's still an up-and-coming prospect. He's got offers from Troy and Purdue and Auburn and maybe one more. So, one they're definitely going to be watching closely senior year.
Okay. But he's a slot guy. Just
Oh, yeah.
maybe a tier.
If
bottom
not,
tier two.
if not a running back. I think he's a running back.
Oh, really?
You think
what he
so?
looks like. That's what he looks like to me. I've seen him play several times.
Okay.
He can ball. He can ball.
And of those that you mentioned, Cole, here's the thing. That's the point I'm getting at is that I think Auburn's in the mix with all of those. Would you consider them the favorite for any of those at this point?
No, I think they're fighting in a lot of those. The one that maybe I would feel, I don't think they're the leader, but they got a really good shot with is probably Deshaun Hall from Prattville.
Yes.
I don't. He's not a slot like Carter said. He's like 6'5". I just saw him the other day. He's tall. He's about 193 right now, so he's great size. And he didn't. I was kind of surprised to not see him show up in the Rivals 300 today, but he's still kind of new. He's a basketball prospect, so he'll show out this year, I'm sure, and probably get a look. But he's got. I mean, I think he gave me his top 4 was Clemson, Florida, Auburn, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So
Now here's the other thing. How many seniors does Auburn have on its depth chart right now? And I get that you cannot where you are from an eligibility standpoint no longer dictates how many you're going to recruit at a position. You're going to have some attrition. But I don't believe Auburn has one senior wide receiver. No, one, Chaz. I think Chaz is the only senior wide receiver they've got.
I think you're right, Alan.
Yeah,
On the roster right now.
Nimrod.
that's right.
Oh, Nimrod, yeah.
Yeah, I think Chaz is the only one. And if that's the case, if you're able to retain the entire room, how many are you really going to add if you want to retain the entire room? So I think it may be one where you're only taking 2 to 3 this year, possibly.
And it's not one of those loaded in-state receiver classes like we've seen before, like with Cam Coleman and Perry Thompson that year. You got Carter Davis, who Blake mentioned in the chat there from Gulf Shores, is a speedy receiver. Hadn't heard much about him, so not sure. And then you got there's one more. Trayvon Hall, we mentioned him. Douthard is another. Joshua Douthard from St. Clair County. He's fast. I mean, I don't know. Receiver is kind of interesting for me right now.
Yeah, that's when I just don't have enough information on. Running back, I feel good about. Tight end, I feel like you've already got a commitment, and I kind of have a good read on their board. Linebacker, defensive line, edge. These are all well-developed boards, in my opinion, or at least from where I have information. Quarterback, and you talk about what could be impacting the wide receiver board. I know they're pressing to get a quarterback in the class probably sooner rather than later. That's something that could shift things for them, I would think, contingent on who you land as your signal caller.
And they might be going, let's get the quarterback figured out, and then we'll start going heavy on receiver.
Sure, when you got something to sell, right? Because right now, you can't sell to Byron Brown to them.
Yeah.
Byron Brown is to the NFL. So you're selling your current quarterback room, which we think is talented but unheralded.
Sure.
It's not sparkly.
No.
Well, we'll see a lot March 17th, about 3 more weeks.
Yes, we will.
Oh, and Braden Gordon was actually being recruited by the previous staff as a receiver, but he is an edge for this staff.
He looks like a defender to me.
I agree. Well, he's one of those guys that just kept growing. Like, okay, you might be a linebacker or an edge.
Yeah, he's pretty too. Boy, he's pretty.
Yeah, nice prospect for sure.
Good stuff, Bammer lover.
Appreciate you calling.
All right, that's going to do it, folks. We're going to be back one day this week, either Wednesday morning or Thursday morning. We'll have a recruiting show. We're going to look over the defensive class from the 2026 class, the defensive groups. We're going to grade the rooms, see how Auburn did there. Be sure to look for that show. If you have not already subscribed to auburnsports.com, go give us a chance, man. You will not regret it. And if you need some help, real estate help, have some needs, look no further for the help you may need. Miss Jessica Andrews, give her a call. Don't forget about her 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. All right, folks, we will be back next Monday night here, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Do not be late. You will miss Kevin's call, and that is inexcusable. All right, that's going to do it, folks. For Cole Pinkston, for Alan Head, for Zach in the back, who came to the front briefly and shared some thoughts. I'm Jeffrey Lee, man. Y'all stay at that left lane.